Okay. So I've started the recording, and so a couple of things I just want to kind of real quickly cover is I know there's some confusion on some of the dates that are being talked about in the webinar versus the dates that are in the syllabus and on the announcements or in the modules themselves. And the reason for that is because, remember, those webinars were pre-recorded, so you can't pay attention to the dates in those. So at any rate, just keep that in mind when you're listening to this stuff and when you're listening to the webinars and things, so that you refer to the correct place, the syllabus and the online announcements. So again, in the modules, everything's lined out. So the dates for Module 6 right here, Module 7, or Module 7 and Module 8, sorry, are right, within these. So your due dates are within them. And you'll note that the final due date for our Module 8 is October the 27th, because our classes end for this 8 weeks on October 27th. So your final exam and your final quiz for Module 8 are both due October 27th. The homework assignment is due October the 24th, which is a Monday, okay? And the reason for that is because we do have the shortened week. So I wanted to get the answers back to you on the 25th so that you would have them and then be able to finish working on your final exam, okay, and get that in by the 27th. The Module 7 due dates are normal. Your homework's due on Thursday, your quiz is due on Sunday. It's the same thing that we've been doing literally all semester. Okay, so Thursday homework, Sunday quiz. Okay, so just to make sure that everybody's clear on what they should be doing now ahead of the final. So you've got just over a week to finish that final. Keep in mind the final is cumulative. Okay, with it being cumulative, you will want to make sure that you have gone back and reviewed everything that you may have missed or didn't quite understand from the midterm, okay? I think most people took advantage of the opportunity to correct their midterms. I am working on those, and we'll be getting that back to you as soon as possible. As far as what your midterm revised score is. I also received quite a few extra credit papers already. So again, if you took advantage of that opportunity, great. If not, you really should go back and review what you missed, because it's not going to get any easier on the final. And the final, you're actually doing in an Excel file and turning it into me. It's going to be just like your homework. I want it all on one sheet. Do not put it in separate tabs in Excel. Put every problem on one sheet, okay? Everything has to be in Excel. Make sure you answer all parts of the questions. So don't skip out on the writing parts, because that will be a deduction. Make sure that you're doing everything. There is no opportunity to go back and correct this one. So your score is going to be your score at the end of this, okay? So make sure that you're putting forth your best effort. Now, some words of advice. Do not wait until Thursday evening at 7 o'clock to do this final. If you do that, you likely will not do well. Okay? That's just the honest, real truth. of the matter, my advice to you is to start tonight and start working at least 1 or 2 problems a night. My advice is 2 problems a night. That way you're not overloading your brain. You're taking your time on the problems. You're going back and researching, okay, now what are all the steps that I needed to do to complete this problem before, right? Do I have everything? Am I thinking about everything? You know, are my accounts coming from the right financial statement? You know, am I using balance sheet accounts where I need balance sheet accounts? Am I using income statement accounts where I need income statement accounts? Am I, you know, calculating that depreciation right? Let me check this. You know, things like that. If you do 2 problems a night, you will not only be done before the final is due, but you'll have a night then to go back, look over everything, check it again, make sure that you've done it correctly, and turn it in. And there's no chance of a technology glitch happening, or, you know, you submitting at 11:59 on Thursday night, in which case, you know, you're waiting for the email to go through and for some reason it fails to send, and now you haven't submitted your final on time. Okay? And that is, I can't accept a late final. I mean, it's against the rules. I can't. So don't bank on everything going perfectly and smoothly and, you know, the technology working as it should, you not getting sick, not having a family emergency. You know, don't plan on that. Make sure that you're submitting your stuff ahead of time, okay? Because I can't make exceptions on a final. So I just want to make that clear. I want you to use your best practices in, you know, just taking 2 at a time and working them that way. That way you're not overloading yourself, okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Or, you know, I know, Ernie, you said you've already finished yours, so.
Yeah, it's a sickness, you know. I worry if you picked up things from me, you know, from the beginning. I worry about everything. So it's like if I don't get it done early, I'm late.
Right. No, I understand. I'm the same way. And Jen, yeah, I know you have a small panic attack, but yeah, I get it. We're there. We're at the end. So you've made it. Congratulations. Everybody has survived the class. So that's fantastic. It is not an easy class. Yes, you do have to take managerial. Yes, I am teaching a section of managerial right on the heels of this one. So I know. So managerial is no easier. It gets harder. Um, you know, so I right. Kim says it's not over yet. Got to get through the remaining chapters. That's exactly right. You still got 3 chapters to go. So, however, you know, I think you see, you know, kind of how the classes run, and, you know, this is the things that you need to do. And hopefully, whether or not you're taking my class for managerial, you know, you've picked up some good habits, some good study habits. You've kind of thought about and looked at how the class is structured, because the class for managerial will be basically the same, you know, style if you're doing it online. Um, you know, you're going to have modules and things like that, just like this, and, you know, questions and things will be formatted in a similar manner. You'll have similar quizzes and things of that nature. So, you know, you can kind of take from that and make sure that you're ready for the next one. And I recommend, you know, taking managerial as soon as possible. Don't put it off, because the fresher the information is in your mind, the better, you know, you'll do at that class as well, because it does build. It's just like financial. It continues to build. Okay? So I definitely recommend, getting it under your belt as soon as possible. Okay. With that said, do we have any questions that you guys want to cover? Let me take a look at my email here real quick. Okay. So let's take a look at Module 7. Hang on a minute. Give me just a minute. I'm going to share my screen. And I guess you guys don't want to see my discussion boards. So can you see my screen now? Can you see Module 7 on Blackboard? Okay, good. All right, so let's take a look at problem 11-P-11 or P11-2A. Okay, so they have 200,000 shares of common stock at $5, and you're supposed to make a journal entry. So for basically the stuff that happens in April, right? So April 1st, they issue 80,000 shares of common stock at $15 per share, right? So the question is, when it comes to the journal entry, you will have paid-in capital excess. So basically what you're looking at is for that entry. So yes, your cash on that is going to be a debit of the 1.2 million, okay? And then the common stock is going to be 400,000. The paid-in capital in excess of par value for that common stock then is 800,000. So if they issued 80,000 shares at $5 par value common at $15 per share, right? So the 80,000 times the $5 is 400,000, right? And the 80,000, and then the remaining paid-in capital in excess of par value is just a subtraction of that 1.2 million. So the debit offset is, the credit is 800,000, right? So basically, that's, pretty much how you're getting that journal entry completed. So yeah, I think that's pretty much going to be answering that question that was emailed. The other question that I had received was about the due dates. So I think I've covered that already. And so far, that's all I've gotten. Does anybody else have any other questions? Nope. Okay. One more announcement, and this is encouraging you basically to go out and fill out the class review. So the survey, you can go in to the course evaluation link right here on the side. You see where I'm pointing? And you just click into that and it'll take you out to the assessment, and you log in and complete it. And if you do that, and I'll put an announcement out there about this, if you do that, I will add 2 grade points of extra credit. Okay? Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, Ernie. So I will, if you complete the survey, I will give you 2 extra credit grade points. Now what that means is, let's say that you wind up with an 88 from your grades. Those 2 extra grade points will pop you up to a 90, thereby making a difference to your final grade. Okay, so that's the difference between a B plus and an A minus. So it's just to encourage you to give me feedback, and that's what I'm looking for. I always read the reviews. We don't get them for I think it's 2 or 3 weeks until after the course is completed. So, and we can't see who put what in, for their surveys. It's just basically a list of how many 5s did you get, how many 4s did you get. That's all it is. So we don't see anything that, we don't see individuals' comments or individuals' scores. We do see the comments that you put in. So we encourage feedback, because I am one of those people that, and I will tell you, this is a great way to be, with your employers, with school, with anything. Be very open and accepting of feedback. Obviously you want feedback to be constructive. It doesn't help anyone to put in feedback that's not going to be of the constructive nature and basically, unreasonable, so to speak, right? So I look for constructive feedback on ways that I can improve the course, on ways that, I can make the experience better for the students. And I do incorporate that feedback in my future classes. So, whenever you put something in, don't feel like, I'm going to take it personally or anything. I don't. I'm always looking for feedback. And one of the things that I've learned in my doctoral degree is that you have to be open for that, because people are not giving you that feedback as a personal attack. They're giving you that feedback to help make you better, right, and to help you to improve. So, anytime that I can grow or gain from that feedback as well, I take advantage of that. So, I encourage everybody to be as open about it as they can be, and just let me know in what ways I could improve the class for you guys, if at all possible. I mean, obviously, there are some things that I can't do, like, don't have any quizzes. Well, we can't exactly do that. So, if there's other things that, you can give me that, you feel like I could grow from, or if everything was great, of course I love hearing, that everybody, had a great experience in the class. That's fantastic. And, I hope that everybody did have a fantastic experience and have grown from it. So please go in and fill out those surveys, and feel free to be very open and honest, and, just let me know what things I can do to improve. So I will thank you in advance for doing that. And again, it's worth 2 extra grade points. So please go in and do it. I will check before I issue final grades. That has to be done before Thursday at 11:59 p.m. Okay? So, that make sure that you do it you do it before then, because after that they shut the survey down. Okay? So, other than that, I wish everybody the best. I wish you, much success. Please keep in touch. I'm on LinkedIn. and always happy to hear from you guys and to, be a reference should you need one for, a job of some sort. Just please, reach out to me via LinkedIn or, keep my cell phone number or what have you. And obviously my email, McKendree email. And I will be happy to give you any advice or what have you, just if you need a reference, happy to do that too. So other than that, and yes, I'll be happy to stay on, for just a few afterwards to answer your question, Ernie. So other than that, I wish you guys the best, and this will be our last Q&A webinar, so thank you again for another wonderful class and for, working so hard. Everybody's doing such a great job, and I encourage you to keep doing that through the end of the course. And as always, reach out. Any questions you have, I will be happy to answer. Okay? Keep in mind on the final, I can't tell you how to do the problem. So unfortunately, I can't answer those questions. But again, same thing with the final. Go through and get all of your homework answer keys and print them out, keep them with you, use them as you do the final. Okay? You can use any notes that you have or anything like that. Just make sure that you're really paying attention on the final and pay attention to the question, and make sure you work the problems out fully. Show me your work, and I will do my best to give you as much partial credit as I can. Okay? All right, guys, I'm going to stop the recording, and Ernie, I'll stick around for you. If anybody has any other questions, please let me know. Otherwise, you guys have a great week and a great semester, and hopefully I'll see some of you in the managerial accounting class. Okay? Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.